Peace and love, brothers and sisters. Peace and love. Y'all know who it be. It's always me. It's the Aquamarine Amethyst Warrior. It's the Heyoka. As y'all can see, I'm still wearing my chakra balancing necklace and my amethyst necklace because, I'm still trying to get in tune with the frequency of this planet. I even got on my chakra beads. I need to be able to feel the energy all around me. Something doesn't feel right lately. I don't know what it is, my brothers and sisters. Maybe y'all who are in tune with the frequency of this planet know what I'm talking about. But for those who are friends of nature like myself who recognize that energy, I'm going to say something is wrong. I don't know what it is. It just doesn't feel right. It just feels off. I'm going to start off by saying my message today is Namaste, which means the divine in me recognizes the divine light in you. Okay, Namaste, my brothers and sisters. I don't know what's going on lately, but I don't feel in a Namaste state, okay? I feel more in a dark and dazed state. Now, I'm not saying I'm in a bad mood or something. I'm just saying that the people who I normally kick it with, I can't kick it with them like I used to, okay? The people who I normally can sit down and have an intellectual as well as spiritual and emotional conversation with, it's like they don't want to have that no more. It's like they want to, miss me on that, all that kind of stuff. Have y'all ever been around people like that where you have friends or loved ones or people who you actually used to talk to and you can't talk with them anymore like you used to? Have y'all ever had people like that, my brothers and sisters? People who y'all used to talk to, but y'all can't talk to anymore. People who you used to have the most intellectual, spiritual, and emotional conversations with, you can't have that peace of mind with anymore. You can't see the divine in them anymore. That sense of peace, that sense of namaste. Like I said, that's my message today. Namaste. The divine in me recognizes the divine in you. Because I'm wondering, is anybody still having a divine light that was placed in them by the Creator? I've seen so much evil shit going on the news, in reality, in society, all across the land and sea, and it's making me wonder, what in the bloody hell is going on? Because it's like, wow, it's making me literally got to scratch my head. I mean, what the hell, man? I mean, I done had to meditate, get a little prayer in there, jog, work out, go into nature. Sometimes I just need to be in a state of zen, man. I done started to plant and all this type of stuff just so I can feel closer to the energy of the universe, the energy of this planet. Because it's like human beings, we are, like I said in my previous video, you can find that video on my Instagram, my Facebook, my TikTok, my Thread, even my YouTube page. All the names are all the same. Heyoka V Peace, because I'm the Heyoka. I drop that knowledge and I speak that peace from the heavens above for you and for me all across the land and sea. But like I said, this message is basically saying that we need to stay recognizing the divine energy that is inside of all of us, my brothers and sisters. And I'm really starting to wonder, real talk. It's starting to make me want to tear up a little bit. Have we forgotten that we are the roots of a tree? That we should not be divided by who looks like what and who has what, or who has less and who has more? Yeah, I get it. We don't like how this societal bullshit is run, okay? But there are better ways of, I don't know. I got to scratch my ear on this one. There are better ways of doing things besides, starting wars and bombing places and discriminating against another race because they're in your neck of the woods now. Okay? I just heard some crap by this dude named Tom McDonald. Now, he's a pretty decent rapper. I fucks with some of his music, but some of the stuff he's saying, his rhetoric nowadays is starting to make me wonder, has he always had to stick up his ass? Because now it's ever since a certain president has gotten into the White House, it kind of seems like he's, taking it from the back end from this dude. I'm like, what the hell, bro? You sit up here talking about you happy that ICE and him are getting rid of the illegal immigrants in the country. Hey, wake the fuck up. Half those illegal immigrants built some of the shit you used to this very day and still make half the shit we use right now. So why you sit up here thanking the very person who's sending the man-made woman and man-made women and men out of this country who helped make America? Maybe you should think about that before you start speaking that foolish rhetoric of yours, man. You don't think before you speak. But like I said, I can't judge them because that's like all Americans. That's all across the land and sea, not just Americans. That's all people, man. We don't think before we speak, okay? Sometimes we talk out our ass, okay? But we got to stop doing that. We got to realize that we are all one people. We are the many roots of a tree, okay? I have nothing against him. He's a good rapper and everything. But sometimes when he comes on Facebook or YouTube or Instagram or Twitter or TikTok, some of the stuff he says, it makes me wonder, like, dude, how long have you been writing this dude? Because some of your music I'm listening to has a lot of what he's saying in your music. And it's like, wow, you're actually happy he's getting rid of the people who actually make this country great. You know how we even make this country even better? Or better yet, we make the world better? Stop judging one another, okay? We need to learn how to get together and create a state of unity, okay? A state of trust. You know, like I said in my previous video, we are so intrigued at looking on the outside that we cannot look on the inside. Those people who have made those mistakes with, I don't know, fighting, killing, drug dealing, gangbanging, whatever, or they even been in prison for the mistakes they've made to take care of their family or friends or loved ones. They've made those mistakes. But it's up to us as a society not to judge and give them people a second chance or a third chance if they need it. Because, yeah, we gonna make mistakes. We are human. We are only human, okay? Only God has the right to judge. We can't judge nothing. We can only ask the Creator to grant us guidance, okay? And so many of us are so quick to snap our fingers and say, oh, I'm done with him. I'm done with her. I'm done with he, she, they, or them. Because they don't fit into our societal standards, that you basically commit social suicide to innocent people who have that divine light in them, but you snap your fingers and you brush them out the door like a piece of dust on your floor, okay? For those of y'all who don't get what I'm saying, you kicking out the very people out of a country, no matter what country, what background, I'm not just talking about America, out of a country or what background, what religion, what state they are, if they of no religion, who helped build half the shit you have right now. And truthfully, it's making me a little disturbed, because if this is how we're going, excuse me, if this is how we're going in the future, I don't think this is a future worth going down, because right now we basically sit up here saying thank you to ICE and to a person who commits more crimes than a freaking dictator or a police officer with a little chip on his shoulder, okay? A police officer with a little chip on his shoulder who thinks that, oh, only one race matters. But, you know, I'm not going to say all police are evil, okay? There are good police. But all I'm saying is we need to look on the inside and see the divine energy inside of one another and see the energy that says we are one people. Because the big man upstairs, he doesn't see color. If he did, like I said in my previous video, he would have struck forth one colored rainbow, but he did not. He struck forth a multicolored rainbow, like the chakra beads around my necklace and around my arm. They are multicolored, okay? They don't represent the LGBTQIA community, excuse me. I have nothing against them. They're a decent community. You know, I have some cousins who roll that way. But at the same time, you can't just put this color or these colors onto one people and say, hey, that's how we'll recognize them from now on. No, you judge on an outside appearance of somebody, and then you automatically assume, oh, I can't hang with them anymore because they like girls or they like boys or they like whatever. Who gives a holy fuck, man? At the end of the day, It's not what's on the outside that matters. It's what's on the inside. If you can't hang with somebody or drink a cup of coffee because they don't roll the same way you roll anymore, then guess what? That's your own prejudice and your own stupidity coming out, okay? And if we're supposed to be so evolved as a species that we got to sit back and judge on the outside of an appearance instead of looking on the inside, then something is wrong. You don't know why that person did what they did. So why are you calling them criminals? You don't know what their background was, why they robbed the store, why they falsified their name, why they stole, why they did what they did, period, to justify them doing what they did. Okay, they could have been in a bad situation. They could have been in a state in their life where they thought they had no hope. And instead of looking towards their friends and family, like they're supposed to, or looking towards their faith or people who care about them, everyone who's supposed to care about them turned their back on them and said, in a literal and physical sense, fuck off, okay? Because you're not who we thought you were. And that's how we're doing it right now. Instead of saying, namaste, we're saying, stay your ass up out of my presence, okay? Now, there's different types of stay. Namaste means the divine light in me recognizes the divine light in you. That is my message for today, my brothers and sisters. And then there's another type of stay when you just say, stay your ass up out of my presence because I don't want nothing to do with you, because I don't like your vibe, or I don't like the way you act, or the way you think, or the way you feel, or the way you walk your walk and talk your talk and be the way you be. You making our society fucked up. Dude, our society, our society has been fucked up since the beginning of time. Instead of listening to the voice of the Creator, we chose to roll our own way, and we can see how well that turned out. We all spoke one language. Now we're speaking 3,563,085,083,000 languages. Instead of realizing we are all one language, the language of frequency, the language of sound. Everything can be attuned to the ear. You think it's different, but it's really not. Everything can be attuned to sight, hearing, taste, and smell, and touch. All part of the six senses. And once you learn how to activate all six senses through meditation, you will realize that what you think is divide is really not, okay? My people, y'all really gotta rise up and wise up, okay? The time for ignorance and stupidity, the time for act like we have no sense must come to an end. The time for us saying, I don't want to kick it with you because you are this, I don't want to kick it with you because you are that, must come to an end. We must realize that we are all one people. We are all one tree with many acorns spread across the land and sea. Those acorns might change like the leaves of a tree, but we must realize that we are all one, okay? Now, I've spoken my piece. Peace and love from the Heyoka. Namaste is the message of the day.